Guys, one of the biggest news segments coming around lately these days, and is a hot topic with Epic versus Apple. What's happened here is basically Fortnite came on in the Apple Store, and Epic decided to bypass Apple rules and cut them out of their 30% and kind of offer a deal on the store that would go directly to Epic, bypassing all the rules set in place by Apple. Apple doesn't like that, and then from there cut them off the store. Well, Epic didn't like that, so now they're suing them. And now, because of this whole lawsuit, we're actually finding out details from the industry on how some of the inner side of things are working. And dude, it's airing out everybody's laundry. Like, let's touch on a few things quickly, right? So they put on Lori Wright from Xbox and kind of asked her a couple questions, and she said right out front that they have never made a profit on a console sold. Not one. Dude, I kind of find that a little hard to believe. And apparently so does Apple, because they want more information and more proof behind that. At the end of your life cycle, you should be generating a couple dollars, I would think, off of your console. So you got to be making a profit. Now, when you launch a console, you don't make anything. You make it on software, right? And that's always the deal. That's how new consoles work. And then you get inside of PlayStation. Well, then you find out that Epic offered them $200 million to bring over 4 to 6 games so that they could compete with Steam. And then from there, like, it just keeps going, guys. Like, Nate, what's your take on this? Like, honestly, at the end, none of us are gonna win from this, but it is interesting to see all these little news pieces come out of nowhere.
Oh man, that's just it. There's so many things to kind of cover, I guess. Yeah. So we'll kind of talk about Epic's maybe dirty laundry a little bit. Sure. So there was actually kind of one thing is exclusives. So they are paying an insane amount of money. First of all, I don't know how many hundred millions or something. It was like a couple $100 million just for Borderlands 3. But in turn to that, they were also showing kind of their numbers, and they make most money off of exclusives. So they said moving forward, that's their thing. Like, they're going to push for exclusives. So that's kind of interesting. But one thing that I found was is, you know how they get free games every week, right? Yeah. You get like 1 to 2 games, I think, every week on the Epic Game Store for free, for a free subscription. Like, this is insane to me, first of all. But what also is insane is that they also kind of had some documents coming out saying that some of these game developers, man, they're making like 30 cents a copy.
Ouch.
Or, sorry, let me rephrase that. Epic Games, it's costing them roughly 30 to 50 cents for each download of these games. So kind of makes me wonder if developers are going to be maybe a little more hesitant to put their games on there, or just how that whole package works.
Well, I think the one thing we can't deny here is that this has been going on for a really long time.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about this originally, I feel like a couple years ago now. But the thing is that Epic has so much money. Like you said, Nate, they're spending just hundreds of millions of dollars just to get these, certain titles. It's not like they're collecting playlists of games. They're looking for, certain titles of games, AAA titles, and they're going to bring them over to their service, because that's what they're trying to do, is grow this service. And they have the financial means to do this. I mean, this is Fortnite money. We know that's what this is, right? I mean, Fortnite has blown up. They've made hundreds and millions and probably billions of dollars at this point from Fortnite, and it's allowing them to kind of jab at Apple. I mean, Apple's a huge company.
They're a bigger company.
Exactly, right? It's true, right? But Epic Games thinks they have this, kind of foot in this race. And they're not backing down, and honestly, I don't see it slowing down. I mean, they're kind of letting it all out there right now. This is kind of the messy portion of all this. I mean, there still has to be some sort of solution at the end of all this, some sort of summation of everything. So it'll be really interesting to see going forward how much harder they kind of push at Apple. And I mean, this is a battle of, the beasts here. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, take a look at Epic, right? So they have Fortnite. Obviously, that's where a ton of their money comes from. But they also have the Unreal Engine. And we just saw this week alone was Gears picked up the Unreal Engine 5. That's what they're moving forward over on Xbox. So there's Fortnite, there is Unreal, and now they have the Epic Game Store, which is losing money which is fine because long term they're going to be
For now.
Exactly, right? That's only temporary. And they don't mind dropping hundreds of millions of dollars into that little pool for the long-term goal of what Steam is, right? Steam is a giant. How do you compete with that? You sink money and more money and more money until you finally make that up and come floating out. They have 3 platforms they're going to be working from to pool in all this money. Now, if we take a look at the simple fact that, honestly, they violated Apple's rules. I don't care how big Apple is. The rules are there. Their contract is signed. This is how it works. You violated those rules. To me, I would feel, from what looking outside, honestly, I really don't care at the end because it doesn't really bother me. But it's just funny to look at, right? But I think Apple has the leg up because it's right there in the contract. So why does all of a sudden Nintendo get dragged in, Xbox is getting dragged in, and so is PlayStation? For what? This is between you two clowns because you can't figure out who wants to be bigger. Who cares? So it's just one of those things, right? Like, it's just, come on, guys. But the way it just keeps going back and forth, back and forth. The trial, they estimate, is on for another 3 weeks. I bet you we go even longer, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm really curious to know, since all this dirty laundry is kind of coming out, do you think we're going to start to get some kind of laws and regulations? Because
maybe
even just with, like, I think it was with EA most recently, the government was like, oh, we had no idea that it was so heavily monetized. It's like, hello, for the last 10 years, this is what gamers have been getting slapped with, is microtransaction after microtransaction.
Absolutely.
So I'm curious to know just when all the dust settles and the mushroom cloud kind of dissipates, what is going to be the end result?
You could be
I mean, I have no idea. I think Apple, like you said, they have the upper leg.
Yeah.
But I think maybe Epic Games could come out with something else, some piece of the pie. Maybe not the full pie, but like a piece of it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just interesting to sit back and watch to see what unfolds. They even asked Sweeney if the Stadia was still operational. I'm like, what? I saw that. You know what? Really? Like, seriously? Yeah, Stadia is still a thing. And he says, oh, it's been drastically downscaled. Well, yeah, it's because they got rid of their first-party studios. Like, that's gone. The whole department is down.
And they just got a search bar.
Yeah, well, that's another discussion. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Cory, what do you want to end on with this battle? Who's got the upper leg?
Well, all I want to say is that Epic Games started this whole thing making a move for the players, right? For the people of their community. And as this has kind of gone on, they've, like you guys said, have aired out all this dirty laundry from all over, and it doesn't look good, like from a PR standpoint, it doesn't look good. Epic Games initially made this move for the people, and now they're kind of slandering everybody that makes content and things for that group, that mass of people. So at the end of this, maybe this isn't going to be a good look for them when it's all said and done, regardless of the result, just because of how they went about it. So I don't know, Epic Games, you might have a lot of money, but you got to win the people too.
No, for sure. Diplomacy is what I was once told, and you know what? Sometimes it just kind of works that way. Let us know what you think. Apple versus Epic. Who's got the upper leg? InsideTheGame.ca.